Alan Titchmarsh.
So much. Welcome to Wednesday's AT show. Today, a celebration of a TV classic.
I've got a good idea. Just you keep me near. I'll be so good for you. I could be so good for you. I'm gonna help ya. Love you like you want me to. I'll do anything for you. I'll be so good for you.
Yep. That's right, the new stars of Minder, Shane Richie and Lex Shrapnel, are both here later. Now, it's hard to believe that it's been 30 years since we first met these cheeky chappies.
Now, tell me slowly, you say he went after them?
I mean, he's got no chance, has he?
No, not much.
Mr. Daly, please save this boy. I promise you'll get your 300.
120 subs, eh?
I got overheads, Terry. You know that.
Well, Minder's back for 2009, and this time it's not Arthur Daly, but his nephew Archie, who's centre stage.
Well, I couldn't hear him, but from their ding-dong, I'd say Neil owes him big time.
Well, you know what this means, don't you?
Yeah, we back off completely.
Oh, don't be such a plum. We just had danger money to the bill, didn't we? That's all.
This ain't what I signed up for.
All right. I'll raise your fee to 3.
5.
4.
5.
OK, 5, but this kid needs proper minding, all right? I want you to be on your mettle like a tightly coiled spring.
Please welcome Archie Daly and his Minder, Shane Richie and Lex Shrapnel. Have a chair.
Thank you.
Have a chair. Well, Shane, this must have come as a bit of a bolt from the blue. Will you come and be in Minder? I mean, what were your first thoughts when you were asked?
Well, I was first approached, about 14 months ago now, when they said, 10 or 5 are thinking of doing Minder. How you feel? My first reaction was, fantastic, me and George Cole, I'm going to be the new Minder. And they said, actually, no, you're a little bit, the age is kind of wrong. I'm going to play Archie Daly, which is Arthur's nephew, and the stories I've taken over the business from my Uncle Arthur, and I find a new Minder. So, and what was interesting though, because like most people around the country, as soon as it was announced, I was like, oh, why? You can't recreate such an iconic show. And what we didn't want to do, and that was when I sat down and decided we were going to do the show, was I was happy if we went down the route of trying to reinvent the show and bring it up to the 21st century. So, and I think hopefully that's what we've done.
And when they said to you, Lex, you're going to be Shane Richie's Minder, you said, on no account unless the money's huge.
That's right. And I didn't get the money, but I got the job. So, but no, it was fantastic. I mean, we met at the audition. I had to go and meet.
See
and
if
read.
you got on.
Yeah.
Well, see if the chemistry worked.
Well, that's right. We've actually got a lot of mutual friends. Yes. So we heard about each other. I mean, I knew who he was. He didn't know who I was, but through our friends, we were both primed. And we hooked up, and from day one we really hit it off.
Now you come from a bit of an acting dynasty.
Yeah.
Now your dad is John Shrapnel, a face we all know hugely well. I remember him in Notting Hill as Julia Roberts' PR man. That's one of his most famous. And your grandmother on your mother's side was Deborah Carr.
Deborah Carr, indeed.
Now, well, there you are. What memories of her? I mean, did you know her quite well?
Yeah, I did, and sadly she passed away last year, and no, it must be the year before now. What are we? February? Yeah, year before.
Yeah.
And so I was really lucky to have spent a lot of time with her growing up.
Were you often in acting dynasties that the younger generation is discouraged from taking up the profession? Were you?
This was the opposite.
You were encouraged.
Yeah, absolutely. Complete support from her, from my father, from my mother. Deborah's my mum's mum.
Yeah.
And so I knew from when I was a kid that it was what I wanted to do, and they've backed me up the whole way.
Well, you're now working with this man here who's worked his way to all kinds of things. Greece.
My granddad was Lionel Richie.
Was he?
Yes. In case you're wondering, folks.
There we are. I thought I'd let you bring it up.
Hello, is it me you're looking for?
Are you sure you can cope with this? You know.
You know how about this? You know what's it? Because when I found out that, well, of course, I'm a big fan, like from The King and I, I'm a big fan of music from Here to Eternity. Yes. And there's one episode coming up, which is the last episode of the series, where he has to train as a boxer. You don't mind me telling you.
No.
And he got into shape. I mean, he went to the gym 2-3 times a week to get boxing shape.
4-5 times a week.
Yeah. And I said, are you using dumbbells? He said, no, I'm using my nan's Oscar and BAFTA. And he was actually doing it, and I thought that was fantastic to get into shape.
But from you, EastEnders in a way sort of guided you into this role. East End guy, you know, so a natural fit to go to Minor from EastEnders. It's probably just the street round the corner, isn't it, really?
Definitely.
Because you had a good long run in that and did incredibly well.
Yeah, 3 years playing Alfie Moon, and I'm thankful to the BBC and, of course, EastEnders, because, you know, playing the part of Archie Daly, I know they saw something in Alfie. So I'm ever thankful to the bosses at EastEnders for giving me a chance at getting my career back onto where I always wanted it to be. And that's, you know, I started in the business, 30 years ago now, as an actor. Kind of got sidetracked, although I enjoyed doing the light entertainment and the game show stuff, but my heart always lay in the acting. And as I said, thanks to Alfie Moon.
10 years the previous one ran for the original Minder with George Cole.
Yeah.
Are you hopeful that this might go on the same amount of time, Lex? Would you be happy playing a sidekick, playing a Minder for that length of time?
Absolutely. To him, yeah.
Because he still takes a bit of looking after. I mean, and you got... there was always... a good lump of humour in the old Minder. It wasn't too sinister. It just had a bit of edge to it, but a good humour. So the humour is obviously still to the fore in this series as well.
That's right. We've really tried to keep the spirit of it, the spirit of the old show. And I think, you know, at the moment it's difficult times out there, and actually I think people need a bit of, you know, something uplifting.
Well,
and I think this does that.
I think you'll both do fine. And as Arthur Daly would have said, don't worry, my son, the world's your winkle.
That's right.
I think that's what it
No
was.
time for levitation now, Alan.
No. Ladies and gentlemen, Shane Richie and Lex Shrapnel. Thank you.
Cheers, man.
That's it for today. Tomorrow, Coronation Street's Jason Grimshaw, that's actor Ryan Thomas. Chef Michel Roux Jr. cooks a French classic. We found out whether you can really buy a decent bottle of bubbly for under a tenner. We've the Morris Dancing Stars of the new film that's sweeping the nation. And Piers Morgan's here as well. How can you miss it? See you tomorrow at 3. Bye-bye for now. Well done.